guys, I am back to film my manga haul for the month of July 2020. Feel like I got a little bit more manga this time than I did last time. Although some people still thought it was a lot. My perception of a lot is skewed because my book haul had to be 2 videos because it was so insane. And of course, Ella, even though she was so calmly sleeping, is like, no, you've now filmed, you can't put me out of this room. Oh, woman. So anyways, I'm going to start with the few newer series that I got, and then finish off with the manga that I'm continuing. So one of the newer ones I got is the Love on the Other Side. This is a short story collection from the creator that does The Girl from the Other Side, which I really enjoy. So I definitely wanted to pick this up. I didn't even know this was coming out until Shae pointed it out. So yay for that. So it's like basically it states love comes in many forms. A magnificent bird comforts a struggling girl. A vampire waltzes with a young lady at the night. A blind girl lives with a monster of whom there is more than meets the eye. This 6-story manga collection by masterful manga creator I don't know how to say his name, explores fascinating relationships that refuse to be combined. So yeah, it sounded like fun. I do like reading short stories, and I don't feel like there's a lot of them that come out in manga land. So I was very happy to snag that one. The next one that I ended up getting, I ended up going back to my local Barnes & Nobles finally. I haven't gone in like months and months and months since, you know, pandemic be a thing. But I finally braved myself enough to start like going back to like things like Target and the bookstore. I haven't gone much where else besides the grocery store obviously, but those two I've started to slowly go back to. So I ended up going when I think Books A Million still has the buy 2 get 1 free sale going on, but when I went they had that sale going on, so I ended up partaking in it. So these are all like Shae recommendations, which is why I bought them. So I ended up getting the first and second volume of Prince Freya. Shae like loved this one. It is basically about a girl who bears a striking resemblance to her country's prince, who's dying from poison. So basically they're trying to use her as like a double, so to speak, to try and like convince the country that everything's okay. And it sounds really interesting, very political, what Shae said. So yeah, I figured I would give it a shot because Shae has not steered me wrong. And then the next one I got is the very first volume of Primitive Boyfriend. This is another one that Shae says is kind of like an undercover gem because everyone's like afraid of this one, so not a lot of people are talking about it. But she said it is really good and that everyone just needs to give it a chance. So it's about a 17-year-old girl who yearns for a romance, but the boys in her school are all like wimps. So she wants like some hunky, strong, like kind of man. So she apparently travels, she prays to a like goddess, and that goddess sends her back 2.5 million years ago into like planet Earth future to like find herself a guy. So it sounds interesting. I think the second one is out yet, but I obviously want to read the first one before I get a new volume. So the next ones are the volumes that I'm continuing on with. So I will actually shift these guys over here so I can put the big ones on one side. And we will do the big boys first. So first off is the second volume of Night of the Ice. Now, none of these volumes I've read. I'm like really bad about reading the volumes. Throat. I'm really bad about reading the volumes that are sitting in my haul pile because I'm afraid that if I read them, they're going to be taken out of the haul pile to be put into the wrap-up pile, and then I'm going to forget to haul them. So I kind of really don't read my volumes until they're actually on the TBR shelf. So that's kind of why I don't ever read any of these for people who are curious. But Night of the Ice is about a figure skater who has like a childhood friend, and basically like the way he's able to do like his crazy big jumps is if she recites like the theme song of like some childhood like magical girl show, and it's like their interactions together, and the first one was okay. I'm hoping that I just didn't like how the managers and everyone treated the girl. So I'm hoping that the second one's like not quite as them being douchey, but we'll see. So there is that one. The next one, I knew I was getting it because I Can't Not and A Man and His Cat Volume 2. This makes me so happy, people. It's basically about this guy who adopts this like fat cat that no one wants, and it's just like them like living together, and it's just adorable. And you get like the point of view from the man and then the cat, and it's just beautiful. I mean, anyone who has a pet should be reading that. Like, I don't know why anyone who doesn't have a pet isn't reading this. Like, I just don't. So there's that. The next one is Living Room Matsunaga-san Volume 3. It's not there, so I did read Volume 1 and 2. But I think I read 1 and 2 digitally too, because this was one of Kodansha's digital first that they then put into print. So I stopped reading digitally because I would rather read it in print. I say that, but yet ironically I'm talking about like converting some of my manga over to digital, so it depends on the series, I guess. So it's basically a girl who lives in a boarding house situation, and she starts falling for the guy who's kind of like the mom of the boarding house, the guy who like watches after the boarding house. It is gauge gap, so if that is not your thing, steer clear. But it's not bothering me any. They're just super cute and fluffy right now. Obviously that could turn, but right now they're just cute. So there's that. And then the last, I think, yeah, my last and only like shonen manga from the bigger size is Mobile Suit Gundam Thunderbolt Volume 14. It's fine. I'm like, so I used to watch Gundam Wing when I was younger. I like love Gundam Wing. Actually, I say when I was younger, but goodness gracious, I think I watched it in college, so not that much younger, but and then I was trying to get into more Gundam, so I started getting this one, and I started getting Origins, and I finally fell off of Origins just because it's too expensive, and I don't have space for those big honker hardbacks. But I kept getting this one, and I just wish it would kind of like, I feel like it's just running to run now. I mean, it could really end. They just need to kind of wrap this up and finish it. And maybe they are getting close to the end, but it's just, it is what it is. I mean, it's a Gundam. There's fighting. There's war. It's a Gundam. Okay, the next one that I ended up getting is Yuzu the Pet Vet Volume 2. This is also adorable. If you also love animals, you should be reading this, and I don't know what's wrong with you. It is, I think, so Shae's already read this one. She said it didn't make her cry like the first one, so I'm kind of happy for that, because the first one really made me cry. But it is basically about a girl whose mother is ill, so she has moved in with her uncle, who runs an animal hospital. And she's never been, like, around animals, so she's kind of scared of animals, and this is, like, her getting used to, like, animals. And it's really, like, almost educational, because it's basically showing from, like, a kid's side of view, like, how to take care of animals, and, like, unfortunately, the situation of how to deal with grief when an animal ultimately passes away, and things like that. And it's just really good. And she's adorable. So the next one that I got is Love Me, Love Me Not, Volume 3. I'm looking forward to reading this because I liked the second one. I read it for the reading rush, so I'm kind of interested in keeping going with this. It's just basically about three or four friends that like the one girl is attracted to the brother of the stepbrother of one of her friends, but he doesn't seem to be interested. And then, you know, it's shoujo shenanigans, but I'm enjoying it, so we'll just keep going with that. The next one is Daytime Shooting Star. I feel like this is volume 7, and I think this one wraps up soon. So basically it's about a girl who moved to Tokyo, and she moves to Tokyo to live with her uncle, because there's like a family situation at home. I can't exactly remember why she ended up moving with him. But in this one, I guess it's like her interacting with a new situation. Her uncle's like teacher friend that's, you know, there's kind of like an age gap in this one too. I'm kind of hoping that it doesn't go with the age gap one, because there's like two potential guys and one's like the teacher and one's like a student. So I would like the student. I'm kind of getting from, because I think Shae's read that one too, that it's going in the student direction, which I'm happy for, but I haven't read it yet. The next one is the 8th volume of Snow White with the Red Hair. I think I read the 7th volume also during the reading rush because I was trying to catch up on some volumes. And the reading rush, I just read manga. So this is about a girl who basically has red hair, and because of her red hair, which is such an oddity, like, people notice her, and the like guy who ruled her like land basically wanted to claim her for himself. So she ran away, and she ended up in the opposite country, and the prince of that country basically took her in, and she became like a herbalist for the royal family, royal court, so to speak. And it's basically about their situation, falling in love and things like that, and it's super cute. The back says they finally have that talk about their future together, so that sounds adorable, and I'm looking forward to that. And then last but not least is the 4th volume of An Incurable Case of Love. This is the only josei I have in the stack. And it is basically about a girl who, when she was younger, watched a doctor save, like, her next door neighbor or something, and she became so like enamored with like the situation and the doctor and everything else that when she grew up she decided she wanted to become a nurse. So she ended up going to nursing school and ended up going to the same hospital where he works, only to find out when she got there that he's kind of a dick. But they, you know, clearly start falling for each other and things to that matter. It's super cute. I've enjoyed it. And I'm looking forward to, I don't know how long this one is. I wonder if it's still going in Japan or if it's already done. I'm not sure. But that is everything that I ended up getting for the month of July. I did order, so I ordered my pre-orders in August. I think it was a little bit more selective. I don't think I ordered like everything that I wanted that was coming out in August, because I'm trying to like slow my roll, especially with the fact that I keep buying romance novels, and that's just like really hitting into my like monthly budget because I can't stop buying them. I mean, at least they're cheaper because I keep buying the mass paperback, so they're only like $8 or something, but I keep buying them. So I didn't buy as many manga. I mean, it's probably maybe that amount, but might be a little bit more. I honestly can't remember. It's been a while since I always pre-order them at the end of the month before. And water. So yeah, I can't remember what you ordered. My brain is so bad. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed my manga haul for the month of July. I will see you guys later for the next video. Everyone have a very good rest of the day.